Shalom, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kal Kadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth. And a shout out to Yakim that's out there on the four quarters of the earth proclaiming this truth. As you know, we're in the times of the ends. The signs of thy coming are right here upon us as Gomer is moving its troops in to protect its terrorist assets. Well, we know that Gomer, which is better known as Turkey, had made an alliance with the United States a long time ago to go into Syria, and they were promised certain parts of Syria. And, well, part of that agreement was to not arm the PKK, the Kurdish group. But the United States, as sneaky as they are, they were in fact arming the PKK, which has caused the division between Turkey and the United States. So this would fall out, and eventually Turkey, America pretty much broke the alliance with Turkey when they started arming the PKK, which was their backup plan. Always has been a backup plan, just like it was with Iraq, to arm the Kurdish groups, the Kurdish militias, to go against Saddam Hussein. Same scenario here. And this has caused Turkey to break away. Now Turkey is moving its military in to protect its terrorist assets that it still had in the area, which of course is in the Idlib province, And so, this war, everybody's being drawn in because this is the council of the wicked, as they're all now fighting against each other. This is the way that Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai had designed it. So we have that going on here, and then we got false prophets. Now everybody knows that T.D. Snakes is a false teacher. It's a fucking goddamn joke. We'll call him the Black Hebrew Edomite. So this Black Hebrew Edomite, which I'm going to say that IUIC, you can call them Black Hebrew Edomites as well. Pretty much they're all in cahoots together to pretty much try to show that Christianity is the way to go, and that the Black Hebrew Israelites, which is what they want to try to call us. But if you notice though, they generally don't show arguments with Great Millstone because they'll always lose coming up against us. So what they're doing is they're showing ISUPK and other footage of other things, and just T.D. Snakes is now going out there and saying that yeah, it's just another cult, and the Ashkenazi Jews are the real Jews, and da-da-da-da. Well, of course, because he's been with Esau. He's had his cake and eat it too. But that proves one thing, though. Esau's doing that, trying to quote-unquote show black people speaking against, what we're doing here, coming together as Israelites. Then you know that he is desperate to subvert the truth, which we have been bringing out for a while. And that is that those in the Israeli state today, those are not the real Jews, that those are imposters, those are bastards. A bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. So we're proclaiming this amongst the city, modern-day Nineveh. So I'm just going to read out of the book of Jonah, chapter 3. Now the word of Yahweh came to Jonah the second time, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and preach to the message that I tell you. So Jonah arose and went to Nineveh, according to the word of Yahweh. Now Nineveh was an exceedingly great city, a 3-day journey in extent. So, well, we know that ancient Nineveh, that's in Iraq today, that's what they call this place, but Nineveh is modern-day America today. So what is Yahweh Ba'ashem telling us? To go and teach in this great city, which is Nineveh spiritually today. It is Babylon the Great. It is America. And of course all around the world we're telling our people to come out of this, come away from these false teachers. Stop listening to T.D. Snakes and all these other false leaders, Nate and others, Well, Nate at least tells you, though, that the image of Caesar Borgia is not the true image of the Messiah, yet he teaches the name Jesus Christ, which is, may as well just say Caesar Borgia. And Jonah began to enter the city on the first day's walk. Then he cried out and said, Yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown. And remember what Jeremiah said about this place, is that when America is overthrown, it shall be in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. And we're seeing it. So the people of Nineveh believed Yahweh. And that is, there is a remnant of our people that believe what we are teaching and have come to this. Just like, you know, 2015 was a big year. It was a big year for me. And another brother put it together and said that that's when this thing really started taking off. Yeah, because that's when I had just blurted out. I was just, you know, putting together videos like I normally do, and then I said, by the way, those people in the Israeli state today, those are not the real Jews. The real Jews came here on slave ships. You call them black people. Oh, you thought they were originally from Africa. How do you think they got to Africa to begin with? You see what I'm saying? The spirit had hit me. And then I looked it up. Found GMS Toronto. You know. Well, doesn't it make sense, though, that if the real Jews, you know, pretty much are from Israel, had been taken into Africa as slaves, doesn't it make sense as to what's going on today? I mean, anybody with logical sense could figure out that, wait a minute, why would Hamites sell Hamites? Hamites wouldn't. They'd sell slaves. They'd sell Israelites. You see what I'm saying, though? And, well, that's not our only history with Ham. But that's another time and another place. But yet that's the message that's coming out, though. So that's what we're teaching, and then, well, making teachers of us, you know. Now, the same thing coming here. The words came to the king of Nineveh, and he arose from the throne and laid aside his robe, covered himself with sackcloth, and sat in ashes. Well, we know that Donald Trump, the modern-day leader of Nineveh, is not going to come to this, you know. No, he's set up to be the wicked. But, you know, like everything else, though, Nineveh was spared, if you know the story, because they did repent. Well, only a remnant of our people are going to repent. That's who he's always been dealing with, is the remnant of our people. And he caused it to be proclaimed and published throughout Nineveh by the decree of the king and the houses of the nobles, saying, Let neither man nor beast, herd nor flock take anything. Do not let them eat or drink water, but let man and beast be covered with sackcloth, and cry mightily to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Yes, let everyone turn from his evil and from the violence that is in his hands. So that's what we're telling our people to do now, as it was then. That pretty much you do not want to be a part of the second death. Do not take the mark, which is the RFID implant. Have nothing to do with Esau. Come out from his customs. Who can tell if Yahweh Hashem Yahushai will turn and relent and turn away from his fierce anger, so that we may not perish? And so, yeah, only a remnant of us is going to be spared from this coming destruction. That's going to happen. The only difference is that Nineveh was spared back then. This place, Babylon the Great, will not be spared, but he's going to spare a remnant of his people, if that makes any sense. Then Yahweh Hashem Yahushai saw their works, and they turned from their evil way, and Yahweh Hashem Yahushai relented his disaster that he had said he would bring upon them, and he did not do it. So basically, it's like this, though. Like the old song, Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, coming forward to take me home. This time the judgment will be coming to what is spiritually known as Nineveh today, Babylon the Great. But he's going to show mercy upon his people, the remnant of his people that will come out from underneath it, just like a remnant of people which were in Nineveh at the time, which is why Jonah was given the message, turn from their wicked ways, because they become like the heathen pretty much, they turned from their wicked ways and they were spared. But the 2/3 and the rest of the wicked, you know, it says towards the end. In fact, I'll just go ahead and get it. Because it's right here at the very end in Revelation. Oh, I think it's, well, I'm trying here. I'll just start in Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. Then I saw a great white throne, and him who sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was no place for them. And that is those that refuse to repent and come to this truth. And I saw the dead, small and great, standing before Yahweh, and books were open. And another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged according to their works, by the things that were written in the books. So, you know, they were, you know, what's left. And this is, you know, talking about that final destruction. The sea gave up the dead and who were in it. Death and Hades were delivered up to the dead who were in them. You know, better known as death and hell was delivered up. And so, you know, how can you cast hell into hell? You know, we often argue with these stupid fucking Christians, you know. If the lake of fire is hell, then how can death and hell be cast into it? And they were judged each one according to the works. Then death and hell were cast in the lake of fire. This is the second death. And anyone not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Meaning was caught up in this judgment, which we know is the 200 million nuclear missiles and the fire coming from them chariots. So, again, we're telling our people to repent and come out of Nineveh. Come out of Babylon, my people. And be not partakers in their sins. Because you know as well as I do, on a day-to-day basis, America's being exposed for its wicked deeds. And our people, you know, TD Snakes and Vocab. You may as well just say that Vocab and TD Snakes have a lot in common. As well as IUIC and all these other ones. Yeah, they're having a field day, and they are pretty much joined unto Esau, the so-called white man, and spreading this hearsay, because they bring death to our people. So I hope this has been edifying, and if you want to see the longer length video of this, where you know you'll actually see footage of Gomer moving into Syria, just check out Confusion Face Reading 2 channel. Until then, Shalom and Barakatah.